What's up, YouTube? How's it going? It's your old pal, Mr. Hollywood 5248. Well, it's been a while since I made a video, and I decided, I've seen a lot of people reviewing their DVDs and stuff like that. So I figured I would review and share a story, if you will, with this one pay-per-view event that I attended. And I'll start off with one of the first ones I went to, and it's very memorable to me. First, I'll tell you what it is I'm talking about. I am talking about Backlash 2005, May 1st at the Verizon Wireless Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire. Now, I was not expecting to go to this event. As a matter of fact, I think I got tickets a week or two before the event occurred. I remember very well, I was coming home from my friend's house, and all of a sudden I heard on the radio a friend of mine won tickets, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And I didn't know anything about the event. I don't know why, because after WrestleMania 21 I didn't watch Raw for leading up to this show, so I didn't know anything about it until I heard a commercial see the immortal Hulk Hogan team up with Shawn Michaels. And I was like, wait, Hogan was just inducted to the Hall of Fame. Now, if you know anything about me, I've been a huge Hulk Hogan fan since I can remember. Hence Mr. Hollywood, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Anyway, and I was like, oh, I'd love to go to this. It's in Manchester. Maybe I can get a ride with a friend that's going. And it just so happens my Xbox broke down, the original Xbox. I was so pissed. And then I heard that GameStop will buy used systems. And I was like, I won't have money for a while to get a new Xbox, so I might as well just sell it. Sold it and all the games. And it turns out I had enough to get a ticket for the show. So I got my ticket, and I went with my friend and her boyfriend at the time, and it was one hell of a show. And I was happy. I got to see, this man right here, Hulk Hogan, perform, and it's something you can always look back on when you see somebody that you grew up watching and seeing him perform in his one more match, if you will. And it just was amazing. Now, I'll tell you my review, and then I'll tell you the moments that stuck out the most. This show wasn't the best show, but it did have some good matches. I'm going to give this a 3 3/4 out of 5, because the tag team turmoil match, I was happy, spoiler alert, that the Hurricane and Rosie won the tag team titles. It was pretty good. But the only matches that I was looking forward to when I found out more about the card was Edge versus Chris Benoit in a last man standing match. And I remember that match very well, because I remember the German suplex off the ladder, which was amazing. And then I remember Edge taking a brick. Yes, a brick. I'm pretty sure he didn't really hit him, because we all know half of it's real, half of it's fake. And Edge, wham, right in the back of Chris Benoit's head. Now that was a pretty good finish for a last man standing match. And I also remember the Chris Jericho-Shelton Benjamin match was going back and forth for the Intercontinental title, which was amazing. It was a good match. A lot of people didn't really like that match. I don't get why, but. And another moment that sticks out was the Master Lock Challenge. Now, if anyone knows who Chris Masters was, a masterpiece. He did a deal. If you could break the Master Lock, you would get $1,000 of his money. And he picked out a person out of the crowd, which he thought was a guy, but it turns out it was a female. A lot of people claiming that it was Chyna's sister. I don't know if it's true or not, but of course she didn't break the Master Lock Challenge. And then, of course, the moment I heard Hulk Hogan's music hit, Crowd went wild. It's by far one of the best standing ovations I've heard in a long time in a show for anybody. You know, Austin and Goldberg and like Taker. Yeah, I've heard amazing reactions, but nothing, and I mean nothing, like hearing the ovation when Real American hits. By far one of the best ovations I've heard in a long time. I think it might have topped Diesel's return at the Rumble in 2011, which I'll get to later down the road. And then I remember the Triple H Batista 2 match. There wasn't really much memorable about this match. It was going back and forth. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of Batista. I do like his music, that's it, because Saliva is a really good band. But the thing that's memorable was not caught on camera. After the show, after Triple H lost, another spoiler, sorry folks, Triple H got on the camera and he says, "That's the thing about New Hampshire. It's a nice place to live, but the people that live here are assholes." And I just cracked up, because if anybody knows, Triple H was born and raised in New Hampshire before he made it big, before he moved to Connecticut. Well, anyway, this was a hell of a show. I was very happy I attended. Yeah, so if you had any moments about this pay-per-view, if you ever seen it, leave them down here. You know, subscribe. You know, my channel name should be like right up there. And yeah, pretty soon I'll be talking about more pay-per-views I attended, and I'll be reviewing other DVDs as time comes around, and maybe a future unboxing, who knows. And yeah, and we'll talk more about wrestling, like WWE. I don't watch TNA anymore. To be honest with you, it's falling apart. They have a little bit of good talent left from what they have. And I'll give my views on Hogan coming back to WWE, and possibly Sting, and who I think would be good in WWE right now. And I will give my personal opinion on what's going on with CM Punk and WWE. You know what? I'll talk about that in my next video. In my next video, look for me talking about WWE and CM Punk, what I think Punk should do, and what I think WWE should do. Alright, until then, peace out, later days, rock on, and have a good one, guys. Peace.